most profitable categories. In this lesson you're going to learn the only categories that we recommend you start your searches for your product opportunities in. Top level categories are an important part of the product selection process. This is because the BSR of a product is tied to the top level categories and not the subcategories. Now, for the most part they are self-explanatory. It's very simple to know and to spot what a top level category is. However, not all top level categories are created equal, and we are only interested in ones that are profitable, which is just common sense. Now, you can download a complete list below this video. It contains all the profitable categories we recommend you sell in, and we strongly recommend you only choose these categories for your product searches. Categories requiring approval. Included in the category list download are some categories that do require approval, otherwise known as gated categories. To sell in these categories you need approval from Amazon. This is quite a difficult and lengthy process, and you need to already have supplier invoices for most of them. But let's go take a quick look at the category approval page on Amazon. This is the URL you need, but you can find it just as easily by going to Google and typing in Amazon categories requiring approval or Amazon gated categories, and one of the results will be this link. But let's go take a look. So here's the page, and all you need to do is go find a category you're interested in and see what their requirements are. For instance, if I was interested in the beauty category, all you need to do is click on View Requirements, and it will bring you to this page. You do need to be logged in to your account to be able to see this page. Now, you can look through the seller requirements. For instance, you must be registered as a seller on a professional selling plan. In other words, if you started with the individual, you must upgrade to professional to be able to sell in beauty. There are some other requirements, but the most important part here is the application requirements. Your application must include copies of 3 invoices dated within the last 90 days for beauty products you intend to sell. If you do not have 3 invoices, we will request additional documentation to process your application. Now, as I said, this can be a lengthy process, but basically you can see the requirements for every category. Now, obviously not all of these categories are profitable anyway, but for the ones that are on our list, you do need to bear in mind that you do need to get approval. So what happens if you want to sell in one of these gated categories? In other words, a category that requires approval. Well, it's not impossible to sell in one of these categories. However, if you wish to start your business in one of these categories, then you should get approval first, before ordering inventory. Now, as you saw briefly from that beauty example, to get approved you need at least 3 commercial invoices for most of these categories. Alternatively, do a Google search for Amazon Ungating service. There are quite a few services out there that will get you ungated, in other words, get you approval. Now, these do vary in price. They can range from anything from $150 to $300. So once again, if you're desperate to sell in one of these categories, go take a look at these services. But remember, make sure you get approved before you order any inventory. Now, do not let gated categories deter you. There is still a huge amount of profitable product opportunities in the normal categories. In other words, categories that don't require approval. If your interests lie in one of the gated categories and you can't get approved, find a product in a normal category. Once you have product sales and a track record on Amazon, you will probably find it much easier to get ungated in most of the gated categories. So what's next? So now you've learned about what the most profitable categories are and about gated categories. In the next lesson we are going to make your job much easier by giving you a list of products to avoid. So your action step, take a look at the category list and identify what categories might appeal to you the most. That's it for this lesson. Take care.